Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yahleal in this incarnation. So today I wanted to talk about the illusion of control and empowerment because, well, the ego is not the enemy. The ego is this part of us that was given to us in order to do the transition in this planet. And there is battle when the ego is not in agreement with the soul. And when that happens, it's because the ego wants to protect us from something, maybe from change, maybe from conflict, maybe from taking responsibility, maybe could be many things. It will depend on our programming. It will depend on many things, but it's important to say that ego is not the enemy when it's aligned to the soul. And we can do that many times, but many other times the battle happens. And it's important to hear the voice of the soul, but sometimes we don't hear that voice, which is the voice that always wants to evolve. The ego maybe is the voice that wants to material satisfaction or wants to keep everything like the same way. So the illusion of control is something that could create us like an apparently secure and safe environment, but we actually are creating something that will develop in a crisis. For example, I'm going to put an example with my own life. There was this time in my life that I was surrounded with people that always needed my help, always needed my guide, and we know now that we are not guiding anyone, and that when we hear an information or when somebody transmits something that that illuminates us, it's because we are actually ready to hear that, but that people are not guiding us. We guide ourselves, and we are ready to receive certain words or certain information from somebody, but it's not that they are the guide. This is very important to come back to ourselves and to be our inner guide. In spite of somebody could say something that is useful for us. So there was this time that I was the guide to many people, that I was surrounded with people that couldn't take decisions on their own, or we weren't like sharing maybe the same level of consciousness, and I'm not trying to compare, I'm not trying to say I am here and you are there, and but I was clearly like the mom, the projection of the mom or the dad with many people, and that was something that of course wasn't good for anybody, because it was draining my energy, but I had to realize that it was an egoistical action, that it was an action from egoistical desire, because I was sustaining all of those relationships in order to feel validated. I mean, we never hold on something that for nothing. The ego always wants something in return, and because the ego always wants to receive, always is measuring, always it's like that, so behaves like that. So I was like draining myself, giving the energy to them, but in exchange I was validating myself or feeling loved, like my programmation told me that I had to do. So I was creating a safe environment, an environment I could control. I had even a partner that was like this, friends like this, everything like this. So everything was safe and there were no change, and there weren't challenges. There weren't changes and challenges, and that was safe and secure. But it turned me down. I was feeling gray, and that's when I need to start a lot of things, and did a lot of changes at that time, because everything that I was feeling, I was holding on because was secure, and I was in control again. And this happens with coming back to the natal chart, people with a Scorpio. This happens to everyone, but people with Pluto, important Pluto aspects or positions, or a lot of energy of Scorpio, this will be something that they have to learn about it a lot. I mean, they have more to deal with this, but everybody actually has to deal with control. This is something about humans, But I mean, I created that environment of people that wasn't challenging myself, because I mean, I wasn't growing. So this is important, because when the crisis come, then we see we got to a place when we are totally holding on things because of the control. When the changes come, we lose it all, and that's actually the test that shows if we are taking our power. But it's very usual that when we are holding on things because of control, when the crisis come, we lose all. We lose it all, and we have to learn about the empowerment in that cases, which is this thing about knowing we are the responsible co-creators of our life, and that the things that are falling, and it don't mind if everything is falling, it's because it had to fall, and that it's an opportunity to create something new. But many times we don't understand at that moment why the things are happening, but answers always come, and answers come when we are ready for that. So it's easy, to be in this kind of roles and to think that we know. It's that like the spiritual ego, and I'm saying this because this is something that happens to many people that are in the spiritual path. This thing about become the guide. We know that we can learn. All of us are pupils, and all of us are teachers, and we can learn about everybody, all the people that appear in our lives, and generates something inside, is showing a part of ourselves that we have to integrate. Of course, I am talking about conflict, because when they are showing something good, we don't have conflict about that. It's a mirror too, but we usually don't care. So because ego tends has this tendency to focus in the bad things. Didn't you not notice that? Ego is always trying to find the thing that is wrong. So it's important to train our mind to look up for the good things too. And I mean, sometimes this for me could be very difficult once, And sometimes when I am in the storm, in the middle of the storm, it's difficult for me to find, or for everybody to find, maybe in those times, the good thing. But we have to practice. We have to practice to reveal the light in the in that apparently darkness, because that's an illusion too. And that will change. We are never in the same place. We could be stuck, but if we are stuck, it's because we are holding on something. So change is coming if we allow that the change comes. Other example of this is, let's suppose I am in a job that I don't like, and everything got, the routine became gray, and I became gray, and I don't have this inner bravery to create something new, or to align myself to the mission of my purpose, the mission I agreed in this life. And the mission, it's not always what we want to do. This is important. I think I told you before, I think in the video of the system collapse, I don't remember, but I'm saying this because this task, for example, was something that I was very in resistance when I started. I think I did told you this. And my ego was choosing music, for example, but my soul believed that I was participating. I was given something that worth more to the world if I did this. And I was in resistance because I was a person once that wasn't expressing my own ideas, because I was so afraid that nobody validates me in that way, that people reject me because the way I thought and I think. But I certainly have to transcend that, and this is important because ego always appears to show the things that we are holding on, because our inner child programming. So let's come back to the example. So let's suppose that I'm in this job and it's safe for me. It's something secure, but securance it's actually an illusion too. También. Sorry, I'm mixed up with the Spanish. So when I am in that kind of places, I can hold that for a time, for a period of time, but certainly universe, destiny will bring us in order to me break the cycle, because I can't be permanently forever in a situation that it is not allowing me to grow. So let's suppose that my boss fired me, and then the crisis come, and I could lose it all, and I could be in the what I call the tantrum state, which is something that comes from the inner child. And I'm not saying we don't have to do when we are going through a very, very, very tough moment, but we have to we don't have to allow ourselves to be so much in that state, because we are not taking accountability. We are not responsible when we are that way. And of course, I think it's important to not project this onto other people, like reserve the tantrum when we are adults, of course, to ourselves. But it's important to not doing for a long time, because it's an addictive behavior to do it. And actually, we are not in touch with our empowerment when we are behaving like that. So those scenes, that kind of crisis is what shows us the level of empowerment we have. That's the test. And if we already initiate a spiritual path, we have to apply those moments are where we have to when we have to apply our tools, the things we learned before, the words we heard from that master, or the book that I read, I don't know, 2 months ago. It's those moments when we have to bring all the tools we have and try to transcend it. And I can assure, and in my experience, that every time we are taking the responsibility, we are really saying, like, universe, please show me what I have to learn about this. What is the lesson? Universe shows. Universe, that is us. But everything is a fractal, when we are asking God, when we are asking universe, or when we are asking to the energy, we actually are asking to ourselves to show ourselves the light. But that answer will come, and we have to let go. We have to let go and keep going. Let go to find the answer, because the answer could reach us instantly, could reach us in a few days, or could reach us in years. So we can't be stopped because we don't have the answer. And that is letting go control too. And that is to take our power. And many times this is something very hard, this is something that it is really a test, but certainly we become much more stronger, and we gain this spiritual maturity. I think I said it before, but spiritual maturity, it's not the conception of adult that this society has created. Maturity is about love. It's about not being selfish with ourselves and with other people. So in the example that I told you before, of being surrounded by people that couldn't take decisions on by themselves, we are behaving, when we are doing that, we are behaving in a selfish way. Because those people, if we really recognize what those people need, they need to learn by themselves how to move in life. They are adults. I'm not talking about kids. That's different. If I have a daughter or a son, I'm responsible for them, and I'm supposed to show them limits and the consequences in life, and I am the example. But in that case, we lead by example, because kids don't hear what we are saying. They see what we do every time. So the best way to guide them is to be a good guide for ourselves in that case. So letting go the control is knowing that we can't control everything that is happening outside, but we can't take responsibility, take accountability for what is happening inside. Many times letting go the control is to accept certain situations, and other times letting go the control is about knowing that we have the power to change it. And we are going to learn we're going to gain this intuition about which situation is the one we are going through. So, okay, people, I'm ending the video here. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Ciao, ciao.